All right, so we're looking at this 2 times 7 problem from yesterday on our lesson 7 homework. And it says count by twos 7 times. Well, we know how to do that when we count by twos. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. That's 7 times. On the other side, it says count by sevens 2 times. Well, then I'm just, 7, 14. I only have to count twice. I don't even have to go to 21 because I know how to count by my sevens. Draw an array that matches your count by. Well, if I'm counting by twos, I've got 2, 2, okay, I did an array that's got 2 rows of 7 stars. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. If I were going to do an array over here, which I have to do, of counting by sevens, then I would have 7 in each column. Ooh, okay. So this is a 2 by 7 or a 7 by 2, depending on how your teacher has taught you to say it. I'm assuming it is a 2 by 7. And this one is a 7 by 2. Now there's the same number of stars. There are the same number of stars in each of the arrays. And this rectangle and this rectangle are saying the same exact thing. And I know that because if I turn them sideways, they're exactly the same, just in a different order. Here I have 2 columns of 7 and 2 rows of 7. But over here it was 2 rows of 7 and 2 columns of 7. The arrays are the same. So when we get to part C and it says write the multiplication sentence that represents the total number of objects, well, I already did that. And I did that right here. Part 3, compare your work and problems 1 or 2. Turn your paper as you look at the arrays, as you study the arrays, to look at them in different ways. Well, we talked about that too, because this and this, these guys have the exact same numbers of stars. And what I want to learn from this is that 7 things that are worth 2 is the same as 2 things that are worth 7. In money, we would say I can buy 7 $2 items or 2 $7 items, and they're both going to cost $14. That's why that's useful for me. Why are the factors in your multiplication sentences in a different order? Well, they're in a different order, 2 times 7 versus 7 times 2, because here I was counting by 2s, and here I was counting by 7s. The numbers are all the same. They're a number family, 2 and 7 and 14. They're just in a different order. And so when I get to division, and I know that 14 divided by 7 is 2, and 14 divided by 2 is 7, because 2 times 7 is 14, and 7 times 2 is 14. All of those little number relationships are together. I believe there was something at the bottom of that page too. Let me scroll down. Okay. Count by the unit, the number in word form, the number of times indicated. Okay. Okay. So 2 2s it had written out for you. 3 2s. I'm going to count by the unit, which is the one in word form. This is 3 2s. I'm going to do this many of this. 2s. I'm counting by 2s. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Except for we should be adding here. Because when we multiply, we actually add these numbers. So I believe that example is done wrong because 2 plus 2 and 2 times 2 are both 4. But 3 2s make 6. 2 3s. I've got a 3, 3, that makes 2 of them. That also equals 6. 2 4s. A 4 and a 4, that makes 8. 4 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Add them, add them, add them. That also makes 8. And so what you want your student to see is that there's a relationship. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 4 is 8. 4 times 2 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. 5 times 2 is 10. And that way, when we get to dividing, it'll be a little bit simpler, because we'll already know about our number relationships and our number families.